Hello guys, welcome back to part 2 of Project Tyranids. So I've gone through all of the models and taken out all of the bits of glue, literally every single point that I can find I've taken the glue out of. I did it all with my fingers as I showed in the last episode, but I also used this. So what I did, found the holes that the stuff was in, used the blunt side of it to scoop it out, and if it was stuck in there I just used the sharp side and cut a little bit out like that. Then use the blunt side to peel it away. So in this episode, I'm going to go through little mould lines and bits of sprue left over on the models. These really do affect the overall outcome of all of the models that you'll make, as I'm sure if any of you have seen other videos before, see mould lines and stuff really do affect the overall shape and how the model looks. So in this video I'm just going to go through all of the bits, even the bits that you can't see you want to chop off. So like this one, there's a little bit on the end there. Just grab your knife, slide it alongside the thing, and then if it doesn't go easily through, just gradually chop it off, chop it away until you've got down to the bare plastic. Like that. Obviously be a little bit safer with this until you get confident with your knife, then you can. Another thing important to Tyranids especially is on the blades. So when you're chopping those away you want to be nice and careful because this is really thin plastic on this. So it won't show up on my camera, but there's also a mould line that goes down the middle of this part. So what I'm going to do, take the blunt side of the blade and then just slightly skim it along where the mould line is. And that will get rid of that line, that nasty line that goes through the middle. Like that. Make sure that's doing it right. It is indeed. It's hard to tell because I've obviously still got the paint on these. I was going to strip these first, then do this video, but I wanted to get this video out. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing for the next couple of hours. Just using the blunt side of the blade, look for like stupid imperfections that on some parts like this, that mould line isn't there because it's where the parts are glued together. You can't get rid of those. But when it's on a solid piece like this, you're going to find those mould lines and just get rid of them. So yeah, I'll do that on a few parts. I would love to show you, but unfortunately my camera is not good enough at the moment. Hopefully. Anyway, so probably talking about this series a bit more. I'll use this time wisely. I've going to get the stuff to do the stripping of the paint down. But when it comes to the actual repainting of these things, there might be a little break because I've got to get all of the cash and stuff to actually buy the paints for these. Because I've got paints here, but my client wants me to paint these a very specific colour scheme. So then after I've stripped these down, there might be about a month's break or something. Don't assume it's because I've given up on this series. It's just because I don't have enough money. And as a 16-year-old kid trying to do this as like a business, you can kind of understand where I'm coming from. Anyway, I'm just going to go through, get rid of all of this. There's still a bit of glue in here. How unfortunate. So this is another point. That's why I wanted to come back and do this as a separate video, because that way you can, or even if you're not even recording this, but you're refurbing some units, always do individual steps. Don't do two things at the same time. I know it takes longer. Well, it doesn't take longer, you just have to space your time out a bit more. But it means if you do have little imperfections of bits of leftover glue and stuff, then, hey presto, you've just found an imperfection that you would have suffered the consequences of if you didn't notice it at this point. Right, let's chop a bit of that off. One thing when you're removing mould lines, make sure you're careful not to actually gouge any of the plastic actually off the model, because then it just wrecks the overall shape of the thing. Well, I'm taking off quite big chunks, but that looks like plastic, even though that's just the paint that's just naturally coming off. Because somebody didn't base these models, and to be honest, it's going to make my life a ton easier. So yeah, I'm just going through these parts. Don't rush this. This is a step that I wish I'd taken on all of my Imperial Guard when I was repainting them up, but I rushed it and I didn't. And this is one thing that really does set apart some models from other models. It's a stupid little thing, but it does make all the difference. So yeah, that's going to be part 2 pretty much wrapped up. I'm sorry, the videos will get longer when I actually get to painting them. But at the moment, it's just showing you the basics of how to just do this. You know, it's very simple. Blunt side of a hobby knife. Go around the parts, find the bits that don't look like they should be there, and find the bits that look like they've come directly off a bit of sprue. So, yeah. Anyway, that's tip 2, removing mould layers. I guess I will see you guys in the next bit. Laters.